Hello there and welcome to GCSE English. Now we're going to be looking at Shakespeare's imagery. So Shakespeare uses various imagery techniques. In other words, imagery or word pictures to try and create an impression or a picture in the reader's mind. And he's done it incredibly well over time. And these are sometimes called figures of speech or similes or personification, metaphors, motifs, extended metaphors, oxymorons, and so on and so on. Some of these techniques of imagery you've probably even covered in school. So you'll have to go through them one by one and try and understand what they are, what they mean, such as, for example, a figure of speech. Shakespeare uses figures of speech, that is imagery or word pictures, to do the following. So say more about points made in dialogue and action. He reinforces and enhances the audience's ideas of the characters. He magnifies or draws attention to themes, issues in the text. He also uses similes. So similes are like language techniques, whereby in a sentence you'll have the word as or like. So for example, the moon is like a balloon. That's a simile because you're showing the two contrasting examples or similar examples. Personification gives human feelings to animals or objects, for example. That's called personification. So, for example, my laptop was red hot, could be a personification. Metaphors are stronger comparisons, saying something is something else. So the moon is like a balloon. It's similar in a case of a simile, but you're just using a standard metaphor. Motifs are characters, themes, or images which reoccur throughout the text. For example, disguise is a running idea in Twelfth Night. In Macbeth, there are several motifs. One is fair and foul, another is sleep, for example. And oxymorons, these are words and phrases that you would not expect to see yoked together to cause an effect. So as soon as Juliet hears that Tybalt, her cousin, has been killed by Romeo, her grief and outrage is tempered by her disbelief that Romeo would carry out such a bad deed, for example. So oxymorons is opposites occurring together in a sentence. So have a read of these imagery techniques in more detail, and you've got some questions to answer thereafter. And remember that these imagery techniques are not only relevant to Shakespeare, but to the rest of your English language as well. Thank you.